Hello everyone, I'm Murali. In this video I will talk about ecology. So before continuing to my video, kindly subscribe to my channel because a lot of new content is added regularly to my YouTube channel, and click the bell icon to get notified every time when a new video is uploaded. Okay, environment. Ecology. It is a study of relationship between different species in a given area. For example, we study the in forest. We study the relationship between different species of plant, animal, the relationship, how they get their food, etc. Biosphere, the part of Earth in which all living things exist, is found from atmosphere all the way into the lithosphere. Level of organizations. Species. It is a group of organisms which can interbreed and produce of fertile offspring. For example, a species of animal, dog, cat, buffalo, cow, etc. Population. When a group of individuals of a certain species live in a certain area, it forms population. For example, the population of China, population of India, population of America, etc. Okay, community. When different populations interact and then live in a same geographical area, it forms a community. For example, community of forest. Different populations live with each other and they communicate with each other and they feed on each other, and they are interdependent upon each other. For example, in pond, it is also a community. Ecosystem, it is a collection of both the community and the abiotic factor in a certain area. For example, in forest, the oxygen content, carbon dioxide content, water content, and living systems, they all forms ecosystem. Biome, it is a group of ecosystems that have the same climatic conditions. Okay, these this is the diagrammatic representation of population, individual, community, and ecosystem. You can clearly see, and this is the population of same species living in same area. This is the individual. This is the community, different population that can interact with each other. This is the ecosystem. Okay, next. What is scientific method? We can't do experiment on a whole natural ecosystem. We have to devise experiment and use different tools to study and explore ecosystem. For example, for this method, we first carry out the observation. We watch and take detailed notes about an ecosystem. Then we do experimenting, taking an artificial environment and using the scientific method on it. And the next is the use of computer to show what has been happening and what will happen in an ecosystem, called modeling, to predict how will be the climatic condition in the next, and how will be the food reservoir in coming 20 or 30 years. So modeling helps you to predict what will happen in future and what has been done in past. Energy and matter flow. Both energy and matter flow through an ecosystem. Energy flow into and out of ecosystem, but the most of the matter is usually recycled. Energy. All energy from an ecosystem comes from the sun originally, because the energy from sun's plants capture this energy and convert into chemical energy by process called photosynthesis. Other organisms that eat plants and each other for that stored sunlight energy. Energy level. The first energy level is the producer. These are the green plants, some bacteria and algae that can prepare their own food in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, and convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose. So they are producers. These are the first energy level in our ecosystem or trophic level. Consumer, the organism that eat other organisms for their energy, are called consumer. There are three types of consumer: primary consumer, secondary consumer, and tertiary consumer. In primary consumer, these organisms eats only plant. For example, buffalo cow, goat, etc. These eat only plants. Secondary consumer eat primary consumer. Some animal eat only flesh. They eat plant. Some secondary consumer eat also plant, but not most of them. And tertiary consumer eat secondary consumer. We can say that they can eat both animal and plant. Man is one of the tertiary consumer. Energy pyramid. The less energy is transferred to the next trophic level. This is due to some energy loss due to the metabolic activities carried out by an individual or organism. Only about 10% of energy is available in the form of body structure to the next trophic level. Okay, food chain or food web. Food chain and food web show the food and therefore energy relationship between species in an ecosystem. Cycles of matter. Water cycle. Water through evaporation and condensation cycle through ecosystem. The carbon cycle travel through ecosystem by photosynthesis and respiration. The nitrogen cycle travels through ecosystem by chemical processes like nitrogen fixation and denitrification. In nitrogen fixation, bacteria and fungi take nitrogen from atmosphere and change into the useful nitrites and nitrates that are useful for plants. In denitrification, some bacteria convert the sal nitrites and into then nitrogen gas, and so the cycle continues. This is the nitrogen cycle. And limiting nutrients, some nutrients that are in short supply in ecosystem, these are called limiting nutrients. For example, water in a desert ecosystem is very less. So organism has the plants or different organisms, they has adapted themselves in the harsh environment. The plant has very small leaves, so they cannot carry out extra loss of water through the process of transpiration. Ecological relationship. Predation, it is the relationship between two organisms living in the same ecosystem in which one organism eats other, or we can say that larger animal eats smaller animal. For example, lion eat deer. Symbiosis, these are the two organisms that live very closely together. In symbiosis, this is the type mutualism in which both organisms get benefit, no one is harmed. In commensalism, it is a type of symbiosis where one member benefit and other has no good or bad effect. And the last is parasitism. It is a type of symbiosis in which one member benefit and at the expense of other. So we can say that one member gets benefit and other gets harm. Ecological succession. It is the ecological succession is the process by which an ecosystem recovers from a biotic disaster, and there are stages, and each stage there are distinct species. There are two types of ecological succession: primary succession and secondary succession. In primary succession, the ecosystem suffered a total loss and species from the outside are recolonizing. In secondary, the ecosystem was disturbed but not totally wiped up, so its own member can recover the disturbed space. So we can say that the effect of global warming is, if we recover from it, it is example of primary or secondary. Yes, it is the example of secondary succession, because we are all not wiped out, we are present, but we are trying to recover from the hazards of greenhouse effects on global warming. Primary succession, annual plants, they are converted into the hardwoods. Secondary succession, we are using to grow different sort of plants to get the hazards of greenhouse effect and global warming reduces. Okay, these are the human activities on environment or ecosystem. Human activities can change ecosystem. Biggest human activity that cause problem is habitat loss. Habitat loss is where humans destroy the place where animal and plant exist, usually to build place for humans. Global climate change. This is caused and being caused by an increase in carbon dioxide emission. Humans are releasing a tremendous amount of carbon dioxide emission into the atmosphere every day, close to 26 billion tons per year. This is alarming. This is causing global average temperature to rise, which is causing the climate of most ecosystems to change. Due to the rise in temperature, the glaciers are melting and rise in the sea level increasing. So, the sudden increase of tsunami and sea storm are increasing by the global climate change. Will the change happen too fast for many species to adapt? Many scientists say yes. That's all from today's lesson. Kindly subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get notified every time when a new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching.